Hello again. So happy you could join me on this beautiful day. I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you're at. I'd like to start out by thanking all my viewers and subscribers. I really do appreciate it. And I always try to get back with you as soon as I possibly can. Today is my usual 16 by 20 pre-stretch canvas. I always go to your local hardware or hobby shop, get some different colors of spray paint, spraying it on there, make sure it's completely dry, and make sure you're in a well-ventilated area with a mask on. After it's completely dry, I take a thin coat of liquid clear and I cover the whole thing with a thin coat of liquid clear. And that's going to help the oils go on a lot smoother. And you'll see if you missed a spot, the oils will start dragging, so you want to make sure you cover the whole thing. And what I did was I used this brush here and I went over the whole thing with a thin coat. What I thought we'd do today is maybe a moonlight, but a winter scene with some snow-capped mountains. Maybe some lightning in the sky. Maybe a creek that comes through here, who knows. Any colors and any information you'll need to pan along with me if that's what you choose to do will come across the screen probably right down here. So that's where I'm at so far. So let's get started. I always like using a little fan brush. But what we're going to do, since we're going to do a moon, I'm going to use this brush right here. It's got a flat edge on it. And we're going to come into some white. Just titanium white. Load it right up. And we'll determine where we want our moon to be. Since we're going to have a couple mountains here, maybe our moon can be up here. You can always start out smaller. What I want to do is get the moon in there, and then I'm going to go around it. And get that mist going off in the distance. So with that, we'll take this little fan brush here. And we'll come in towards the middle and work our way out. We want that misty, what you'd see around the moon. Pulling it from the center. All the way up. Step back. Now we can come into that little brush. Put some white in there. Just like that. We'll come in. We'll make the circle right where the moon, we want the moon to be. Now you start out smaller and make it bigger as you see fit. Just keep working it. Bottom part here, we want to I'm going to leave it just like that. Come into this blender brush, it's real soft. Maybe tap that center just to soften it. Missed it. Just tapping it around. Just softens it just a little bit. Got that mist. Step back. Seeing if that's what you're looking for. Looks good to me. Now let's come into some stars. I'm going to use the back of this paintbrush here. Go into some liquid clear. Mix it up. Mix it up with the white. We're just going to tap it. Circular motions and just tap it down. Just like just keep grabbing it. Maybe we have some up there. Kind of come in clusters. Maybe let's see. A little bit too much on the end there. I don't know if you could see that where you're viewing this from, but it kind of stands out here. Distant, brighter ones. The harder you tap, and the more you tap, they go further away. Like they're first ones that are brighter look like they're closer. And then if you keep tapping, it pushes everything back. Some in a line like that, because that's the way they look. All kinds of things happening. More liquid clear. distinct clusters, got them in a cluster. Cluster in the distance. Then we could put our mountain in. Our mountain can come right down. You might not see it off there. Might not see it off in the distance there. Looks kind of starry. Distant. Got all kinds of things. Maybe we'll put some lightning coming in here. That's all we use for that, is the end of the paintbrush. Now we'll take a small liner brush. This is real thin. We'll come in and we'll dip it in the liquid clear and get some white on there. Just like that. And we'll bring in some lightning maybe. Some lightning coming in. Keep loading it up. Liquid clear and white. Tell you what, clean that one off. We'll come in to liner brush. Making it ink consistency. Right across there. Now we'll come in. Lightning up there. We'll come in, we'll sharpen this up. Just like that. Gotta make the sound. Okay, now we'll come into the palette knife. Maybe we can put a mountain in here. But what I think we'll do is take some white and make some, like a reflection or the horizon. Where we want blender brush, circular motions, right where we want the horizon to be. Almost just like that. That kind of like that. Come into the blender brush again. Circular motions. Flatten the brush out. Get some mist going there, all along that edge there. Just like that. Keep blending it in until you get your lightness that you're looking for. It almost looks like clouds up there. Okay, we're going to put that down. I'm going to come into the palette knife and we're going to make our moon or our mountain. I'm going to take some blue color, mix it in with some white, get a little roll of paint, just like that. And we'll come in and we'll see if this is going to be a good that's going to be a good color. Maybe a little bit whiter since it's right underneath the moon. Like that. Grab some more paint. That look already. Clean that off. Come into this brush here that we used. We're going to pull this down on how steep we want the mountain to be. You can make it real steep or real flat, depending on how much you pull. It goes just like that, all the way across the whole thing, all the way across the whole canvas. Looks snowy. Now, come into the palette knife, grab some white paint. Flat across, get a little roll of paint right across that edge there. And we'll come in and we'll say since the moon is there, we'll just tap on that. Get some more paint. Tapping it there. Who knows, maybe it's a little bit on this side, that side. Pull that all the way down. All the way down that way. Get a little roll of paint. Maybe you got something over here happening. Just on the back side of that, where it's hitting that over there. This is all got everything going on right there. I kind of like that, just like that. Get into a little bit of white with some blue in it for a highlight. Maybe a touch of black, gray it up. Get a little roll of paint. We'll come in here and get some of that color going. Pulling that. Kind of like that, just like that. It's nice and soft. Come into the blender brush. I'm going to tap this down. Missed it. Want to pay attention to the lay of the mountain. Pull it in those angles, making it misty there. Misty back there. Clean that off. Step back. Looks pretty good. Kind of like that. Just like that. We can put some trees in here. We'll use a fan brush, a little fan brush. Come into some of those mountain colors that we used, lighter. Kind of want to load it up. Both sides. Just like that. Get that sharp edge. Get that sharp edge on there. because that's where the trees are going to come off of. We need to have darker color. That wasn't quite dark enough. Same color as the mountain though. Get that flat, sharp edge there. Tell you what, let's come into the other fan brush. It's kind of sharper, got a sharper edge on it. I'll start tapping down. That's more like it. Sharp edge. Right like that. Making it hilly, different hills and valleys. Or it's not even. Maybe that goes up there. Higher here. And it comes down. Just like that. Now we'll come into the blender brush and we'll blend this in, pull that up, get those sharp edges up there, the tops of the trees. Then circular motion, we're going to miss this. Missed the bottom. Just like that. Clean the brush off. I use borderless paint thinner, is always a good thing. Cleaning the blender brush off. Back the excess. Okay. Got that going on real nice. Pull this up. Get those sharper, woodsy area back there. Just barely touching it. Now we we can come in with some snow and we'll put some trees in. So, let's come into some blue with a fan brush. And just tap that. Right where are you thinking? You might want your land to be just like that. Got that blueness from the sky and the mountains. Maybe we could have our coming from in there. Maybe we can have our little creek coming from in there. Maybe just backing through here. Just like through there. Grab some paint. And maybe it's coming right down. Maybe it's coming right through there. All the way. All the way in the distance. Grab some white now. Grab some white. That's a little bit too dark back here. Kind of coming right at you. Grab some more paint here. Make this a little wider down here. More wider down here. Loading it up. Come in with the, we'll bring the snow in on the sides. brush here. Come into that blue colors and tap it in. Tap that all the way down. All the way down to the creek. Just like that. Got that angle coming. More color. More white, maybe. And the moon hitting it over there. Side here. All the way down, just like that. Maybe this gets darker over here. Won't have as much. Won't have as much. Have some shadows. Be a darker. Be darker there. Clean that brush off. Come into the blender brush now. We'll tap this. Tap that. Blend that in. Get that snowy. All that snow stuff happening. Step back, got all kinds of interesting things happening. Come into the fan brush. We use for strictly white. We'll tap some in. We'll tap some highlights, I think. Way down. Maybe you can even have some up here. Just like that. Come back in with the blender brush. We'll tap that in there. Kind of get it a silky look. All the way down. Softens it right up. All the way down to the creek. Step back. We can get some more white going on in there. Clean that brush off. Come into some liquid clear and some white. Make it brighter. Wipe off the blender brush again. Come back in and just tap that bottom part. Just that bottom. Leave that top edge alone. That's where you get that sharpness, that bright color that we're looking for. That snowy look. Like it's coming right over. That's kind of icy coming through there. We'll put some trees in, evergreen trees. We'll come in with some white. A little bit of white in there with the palette knife. Maybe we can highlight some areas coming through. Coming right down through here. Add some more white, I think, up at the top here. More white. Pull that right across. Got that lightness coming down. That's what we're looking for. That light. Right on that edge. get a little roll of paint. And we'll come in this side here. Kind of brighten that up there. More white. Okay, we can put some trees in. Come into this fan brush here. We'll load it up with some green color. Put some trees back in the back there. Sap green, brown, it's a dark color. Let's soften that up a little bit. Let's not make it quite as dark yet, where the trees come closer. Load it up just like that. We'll come in and we'll put some trees back here. More liquid white, liquid clear. And we'll come in and we'll tap that. All the way down. Back and forth. Just the green trees back here, off in the distance. Just brush, another brush, and barely tapping it. Where you get that softness of the evergreen. Now we can add a little bit of a darker color, change the hue of it. Maybe we can put some closer. Down the hill. Put another one right here, right by that one there. Just like that. A smaller one right here. here. The closer we come, the darker we can get. That one, a bigger one, push them back. Closer, a little darker. I think we'll put 3 of them right here, I think. Let's do one here. Maybe another one right here. Like leaving kind of gappy and load up some more. Keep coming closer. Closer and darker. Closer, darker, darker. Who knows, maybe there's a big one right here, all the way up. I always start from the top, I go down a little bit. I don't start completely at the top with the evergreen trees. Another big one right there, I think. Wherever you think. Adding some more dark color. Just tapping. Stepping back. Maybe off in the distance we can have more back there. So I'm going to clean this brush off and come into some of that lighter color. Have some lighter but green trees back here. Just tapping like we did the front ones, exactly the same. give it more of a foresty, distant. Just like that. Kind of scattered around. Now we'll come into the dark color. Maybe throw some black in there, darken it up. Darken it up just like that. Who knows? Maybe you can have a big one right here, coming all the way down. Dark color, liquid white or liquid clear, some black. Dark color. Make a big one right here. Turn the brush over. Some of that darker color. Okay, we got kind of more coming this way, more trees. Maybe we can put some greenery here, maybe a stick coming up, an old. So we can do that. First I'm going to take this, the white on there, come underneath and pull this. Pull this down right by the trees. Get that look. Now, grab some of that green we got going on, green and black. Some liquid clear. Pull it in one direction. We're going to get some little stuff happening right here, I think. Maybe we can have something coming down here. Twigs coming out of there. Let's come into that. Let's get some brown. And some white. Brown and some white. Let's mix it up. Just on that liner brush. Maybe we can have something coming out here. Twig. Some twigs. Clean that off. Come into some of that green color. Load it up. Twigs and branches and who knows. Got some stuff happening here. Clean that brush off. It's a real fine brush. Now we'll come into some white. Liquid clear. And we'll get something happening in here. Clean that off. We want mostly just white. Maybe right where the reflection is hitting. going back and forth. Now we'll come into the blender brush. We'll tap this down. Just like that. Tapping it down. Got all kinds of things happening. Let's go in. And look at this moon here, right in this corner. Let's come in and darken some of this, I think, with the palette knife. Get some brown, and we can put some stones in here. Maybe one there. And we'll take some white and go around it. Take the other side, get a little bit, we'll highlight the stone, right where the moon would be hitting it. Now we'll come in just to some white. Trying to lighten that up. Lighten it up just with the white. Take a little fan brush. Come in at just white. The smaller the brush, you can get in there better. Liquid clear. Thin it out, because a thin paint sticks to a thick paint every time. This little brush right here, I'm going to come in and tap this back here. Get some of that going on. Some of that lightness back there. can keep playing with this back and forth until you get the lightness or the brightness you're looking for. Just like that. Get the blender brush. Tap that in. Something like that. Get this some more white. And the blender brush again. Tapping that. Step back. Got a lot of stuff happening. A lot of clouds, a lot of things, a lot of everything. Get some more white. Come down here. Give it that look of the water going around. Going around it. Let's take some more white, I think. I like this down here. Well, I think I'm going to call this a completed painting. Just sign it. Sign it down here. I always sign mine with my last name. I also put the year in, the year that I painted it. It's always good to know. You see your progression if somebody asks you. Maybe what you were thinking at the time. I hope you enjoyed this one. More of a winter scene. Some lightning coming down. Nighttime with the moon. We could always put some snow on there if we chose to. So let's put some snow on there before we call it a completed painting. Get some more white. I think we'll highlight some of those. Some of those trees I think might be covered with snow. Loading it up on the fan brush. Just like that. Who knows? Maybe we have some over here. Like that. Some snow at the bottom there. Kind of work your way up. Just like that. Maybe it's a little lighter on the side when the moon is hitting it. Maybe that's too far, you can't see those back here. We'll get those other ones over here. Just on the side where the moon would be hitting it. That looks good. Glad I decided to do this. Just along the sides. Got all that coming down there. Okay, now we can call this a completed painting. The snow really added to it, brought the light down. I hope you're painting along with me, and I hope to come back and see me real soon. Bye.